That's pretty fun. And all at 10:45 in the morning, which kind of shocking actually. So recognizing that we have incredible diversity of style, genre, talent represented here, as well as a diversity of folks out here and their familiarity with guitar and playing levels and all that sort of stuff. I want to talk a little bit about practice and collaboration, because clearly that's we just had this unique moment of collaboration. But you know, I'm interested in knowing, John. I'm going to start with you just because it's always easy. What right now? What are you practicing and why?
You know what? My practicing is more just like a maintenance. You know, I want to be able to continue to do the things that I already can do, and you know, maybe that's my age or something, but I find it just maintenance. You know,
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily licks or scales or anything in particular. It's just being able to have my mind, my right hand, and my left hand all really working together at the same time.
Is it a matter of kind of mental focus as much as it is the physical?
Yeah, because you're hopefully your brain is going to tell your fingers what to do.
Yeah.
You know, and your heart is going to inform your brain and your ears. And it's everything has to be in sync so much. It's kind of like the opposite of being a drummer, where they have to do everything. You know, they have to have independence with all their limbs and everything like that.
Right.
All of our stuff has to come together, or it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Frank, I know that you've given workshops and instruction and talked to people all over the world about playing guitar. If you had one thing to pick out, one piece of advice that you could offer about practice, what would it be?
Practice songs.
Go with that. Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely learn songs because you're going to be playing songs, and the best way to learn how to play guitar is to start with songs. That would be the one.
Yeah. Lauren, same question to you.
Yeah, I completely agree. Because what I practice is tunes. Mostly because I'm working on arrangements, you know, so I'm trying to finesse the arrangements to find, you know, how they will work. But also, I mean, for me, because I play with a pick, but I also play fingerstyle, and most of my personal stuff is fingerstyle, I've really been also practicing playing things that I might normally have played with a pick, but using fingers, and really kind of pushing myself to perhaps even, I mean, I played a jazz gig in London last week with a rhythm section. I didn't use a pick at all. And it's kind of like trying to push my own technique.
Yeah. And I should say this is more than just kind of sitting on the couch and sort of mindlessly kind of going through things. You need to be focused. Am I right about that, Mark?
Yeah, I think a lot of the time guitar players, because we can be very solitary, sitting playing the guitar on our own, we think we're practicing, and we're not. We're just noodling because we love noodling. But that's good too, because that's a good way to train your ear. So as a kid, I started playing the guitar when I was 4 years old, and it was the same year that we got a TV set. And so I used to sit and play along to the TV, and just little phrases, anything. It's one of the first things I learned to play on watching TV. You remember that one?
I love that.
So, so I would just pick out little things because I didn't read music. I didn't learn to read music for a long time. Everything was done by ear. But the most important thing I think about practicing is that it's all to do with connecting and reconnecting with the instrument, because you pick the guitar up and it is what it is. It's just a lump of wood, and it's being able to get that connection where it becomes part of you. And if you've been playing for a while, when you first pick the guitar up, maybe you're a little cold about playing, but after a while you get into that zone of playing where you feel that you're connected with the guitar. So for me, that is really, really important. I have to admit, I've never been a great one for practicing. I'm like Frank, I just learn tunes. Someone said to me once when I was a kid, you play these scales, and I thought, wow, I'm not going to do a gig playing these scales. I'll get a gig if I know how to play a few tunes. So that's what I did. I learned songs, and even now, whenever I play, I only work on what I'm going to play. You know, I could sit and study the Rodrigo guitar concerto, but why? I'm never going to play it. It would be a bit of fun. For me. I know you can do it.
We'll be trotting that one out later.
If I get the call, I'll pass it on to you.
That's great. But you brought something up, and I want to ask Vinny about this. So the issue of when, if ever, to learn to read music. Because there are, any number of guitarists you can talk to over time who really have never learned to read music in a formal way.
Yeah,
Good, bad, or indifferent?
I think it's so important to
Okay.
read music. Actually, I learned how to read music before I started to play the guitar because I played saxophone. So I knew what the notes looked like on the staff. So I got a Mel Bay book, I got a cheap acoustic, and then I just read out of the Mel Bay book, and then Mel Bay 1, then Mel Bay 2, then all through reading. And also, I would use my ear and I could turn on the radio and I learn tunes, popular songs. I get together with my friends and I play tunes. I think that's another important part of practice is to actually rehearse with people, practice with people, go over tunes, just like we just did now. I said, I'll take the melody, then we'll all play choruses. That's what you should get together and do. That's a good way to practice.
Yeah, and I want to get to collaboration and being ready to collaborate. No, that's cool. Okay, so I'm gonna jump to Cindy because I want to ask you. So all these guys up here, they're all fortunate enough to be fretting their instrument.
I know. I feel so in a minority.
But I'd love to know what attracted you to playing dobro and slide guitar.
Well, I played what I call normal, regular guitar for quite a number of years, and then when I first heard the resonator guitar, as it is politically correct to call it now, it's always referred to as dobro, but that's a brand name, but now it's a resonator guitar. When I first heard the sound, I loved it. I thought it was such a combination of just sound. I just loved the way that it was almost like a voice, because playing with a slide bar, you can control the vibrato, and you can control a lot of things that would almost be like a singer playing. So it was the sound, and more of also, I thought it was like more of a gut buckety, more funkier sound than guitar. And at the time, and still I was playing country and blues on the guitar, so I thought that the reso guitar was a perfect instrument for combining that sound.
Yeah. So Joe,